Robert Hinson, keep the change. Keep the change, Robert Hinson.
There's a monster amongst us, a voracious beast ready to pounce and devour with unrelenting brutality. Madam Contest Master, hello Toastmasters, honored guests, this is a warning to you all. If you happen across this creature's path, be prepared to run for your lives. Oh, wait a minute, this is no monster. This is my 2-year-old daughter, Haley Grace. Although parallels can be drawn with no as a response to her demand for more cookies. The true monster is what she represented to me, change. I was petrified by the prospect of producing progeny. All I could picture was this little baby ball and chain, clasped to my leg, stifling my freedom. My very soul sucked into a vortex of dirty diapers and temper tantrums. Looking at this picture, you can see that all my fears were in vain. Villainous change can strike fear in the hearts of the toughest of men. At the same time, it's a fact of life, a consequence of living. We gotta learn to give it a great big hug, right? No? Well, we need to at least learn not to fear it, and that's what we're gonna do today. Operating under the premise that knowledge is the true foe of fear, we're going to attain it by dissection as we walk through the anatomy of a change. What happens first? We're introduced. Hi, my name's Change. I'm gonna make your life miserable. The night of my wedding, a little heady from marrying the woman of my dreams, Anna, and a little from the reception bar, I was stopped in my tracks by this startling statement. So, now it's time to have kids, right? I looked at my wife who offers an equally startling, yes. Like an animal I was trapped. He follows up with, that's what the honeymoon's for. Yeah, that would have been a tad less creepy if it was from somebody other than my grandfather-in-law. Shortly after that introduction, we move on over to denial and procrastination. We're just going to enjoy being married for a while. There'll be plenty of time to have kids later. And I just bought myself a little more time. That time passes, and we start to see that change slowly creep into our lives. Hey, buddy, remember me? Change? I just bought the house across the street. We're going to be neighbors. Anna and I buy a house, and she's elated with this discovery. This would be a great room for the baby. Time to think fast, and this time I was lightning quick. Sure, it would be a good room for the baby, or it could be a great big closet just for you. This time's getting more and more expensive. Fight it with all your might, eventually you have to face this change head on. Yeah, that house across the street's not working out for me. I'm gonna crash on your couch for a while. Anna broke the news to me at a live taping of the Wheel of Fortune in Orlando. She whispers into my ear, "We're pregnant." Impossible! The category is proper now! Don't worry, I know what you're thinking. Don't worry, I kept my cool. Fantastic news, honey. I'm gonna go over there and get us a couple snacks. Ah! Now we're knee deep in this change. You women in the audience cannot even imagine what 9 months of pregnancy is like. For a man. The lack of support, there's all the doctor's visits, and the painful labor. You know, putting the crib together, painting the baby's room, and all the cooking. That's a chore I gladly take out of my house. Cooking for 2, piece of cake. Now I'm cooking for 300. That thing doesn't even weigh 2 pounds yet, and it's eating like a grizzly fresh out of hibernation. And what will really set your anxieties ablaze are those failed attempts of an acceptance. I read that babies in the womb are more active at night. The theory being that the mother is walking around in the day, rots them to sleep. I was up late one night, probably cooking a 3-pound pot roast for my wife's lunch the next day. I thought this would be a great time to bond with my unborn daughter. So I slowly creep into bed, rub my sleeping wife's belly very gently, slowly lower my ear to it. Hello, little lady. It's your daddy. How am I rewarded for this bold move? Drop kick to the face! That thing's not even out yet and it's trying to hurt me. Then comes the appointed day, and I mean that literally. We'd scheduled to have the labor induced like you would schedule to do anything. Oil change on the car, pick up the dry cleaning, oh, and have baby. Finally, inescapable, the change is here. And let me tell you, when I first laid eyes on my little princess, her cries not yet loud enough to keep me awake at night, well, I was smitten. Ladies and gentlemen, to live is to face change. Now you can either sit around and fret over it until the inevitable happens, or you can embrace it, prepare for it, make it work for you. We were all this little girl at one time. Okay, some of us were little boys. We were stumbling around, figuring things out. Change is what brought us from that to where we are today. If there's something you don't like about today, whether it be a squirrel epidemic or TIRD, well, change is going to be the thing that fixes it. And I thank my beautiful daughter every day for showing me that change doesn't have to be that death-delivering monster. Sometimes it can be a beautiful little angel. Until the teenage years come around. Ah! Better contest master.
We will now observe 1 minute of silence.